Much to our delight, ASUS had boatloads of product to show off at this year's International CES. From Windows 8 all-in-one PCs and mobile accessories, to high-performance sound cards and drop-dead gorgeous monitors, fans of ASUS are in for many big treats in 2013. We caught up with JJ Guerrero to get some info on a couple hot hardware items, starting with the Raider Express, a PCI Express-based SSD expansion card designed to battle application load and execution times with extreme prejudice.
Any of the key specifics as far as performance, the controller, topology, all the stuff everybody pretty much wants to know. But we want to let people know first and foremost when it comes to storage, usability, compatibility, reliability, interoperability, all those things are the key tenets. It doesn't matter how fast it is if it doesn't work, right? So we want to let people know, hey, we've been working on a very long period of time. Performance, functionality has been really solid. We've done full chipset validation across pretty much all our key chipsets, so Z77, X79, AM3, FM2, but we've definitely gone out of our way to check it on competitors' products too. Dual 7970 gigahertz edition cards, sandwiched them in there. We have it running full clock speed, so 1.1 gigahertz on the GPU clocks, 6.6 gigahertz on the memory, total 6 gigabytes worth of memory on the card. It's pretty much for the people that, they're the same people that like a Porsche, a Lamborghini, an S-Class Mercedes. You kind of just want the best of the best. You don't want to mess with it. You don't want to tweak it. Just want to drop it into something, be able to hook it up to some panels, and get an absolute insane gaming experience. So, card supports full, of course, five-way or 6-way affinity. That's adjustable via a BIOS switch that's on the card. Cooling is really nice. Like I said, we've got an integrated downward firing fan here that actually cools the PCB and the VRM assembly, all the power components. And then we've got a double wide radiator which cools the GPU, so temperature performance is really, really nice. Now, the big thing though that's really, I think, impressive is actually the custom engineering. Like all of our high-end graphics cards, all in-house developed and designed. Power delivery solutions are entirely customized, and that was actually really important for this card. Some of the competitors that have tried to do something similar have run into considerable problems where you get what's called power target limitations. The cards are actually consuming such high power target that the card actually downclocks, so that can cause jittering within the card itself, as well as just the card's not performing to the level that it's supposed to. So our engineering team, with that SAP power design and the DigiPlus power control implementation, we've been able to ensure you don't have any down throttling. It keeps running at gigahertz edition speeds, and if you want to, you still even got a little bit of margin. If you want to overclock it, hey, you can adjust some voltages, you can adjust your core clock speeds, you can tune the fan speeds, all that stuff is available via GPU tweak. It is going to be extremely limited, like these high-end cards always are. 1,000 pieces global production. That means that less than that will even be available in the US. Each card will have a laser etched serial number to come along with it, along with its exclusive collector's case, which we always do. So, for anybody looking for the best of the best, it's got $1,500. There you go. On the panel side, you can see here we've got this whole gaming setup. So these are brand new, awesome 3D panels that we're going to be bringing to the market. Probably right around towards the end of this month. The big hallmark features, it's the world's first 144 Hertz with 1 millisecond response time. A lot of our VG users in the past said, hey, we really love this high refresh rate. We like the fact that we can pretty much eliminate input lag, but we're not necessarily maybe always using the 3D element. So the goal of this monitor is to be able to give you a whole new price accessibility and give you that high refresh rate, low response time, LED backlit, TN panel, but with actually some still really great viewing angles, really good color. So I think overall it's going to be a great panel. Plus, we're going to be adding in 2 cool features for gamers in our Gamer Plus overlays. So you can see one of them is actually running right now where we have an integrated timer. You can place the timer on different points of the screen with different intervals. So that's great for guys that play like RTSs, online raids, things like WoW, League of Legends, and sometimes you need to check back at a spawn point or things along those lines. Raids, you're going to have that timer functionality, which is really nice. The other one is going to be an assisted reticle or crosshair based system, which is called Aimpoint. So you can go ahead and select that. You can pick from different crosshairs and reticles on there and go ahead and give you better consistency and accuracy. That came from feedback from the 3D community where they said, hey, it's actually a really great immersive experience. I love this 3D gaming, but sometimes it's hard to focus in on the reticle with that crosshair. So we think 2 additional features that the gaming community is going to love, along with just some really cool panels. And an update on the audio side there that you see we just started shipping here is actually our new Orion Pros. These are some awesome gaming-oriented heat speakers, headphones. They're 50 5mm driver in there, especially tuned, give you some nice spatial positioning, some better bass performance. Got an integrated microphone right in here. It's flexible, so you can go ahead and pull it in and out. It's really comfortable. Uses a protein micro leather material, so it breathes really well. Sits softly on your head. We actually went through, I think, close to about 100 different combinations on the headset to find a really good weight distribution balance, so it just overall feels good after wearing it, you know, for 3, 4, 5 hours. So we're really happy about that. And in addition, for users that want some flexibility in terms of sound adjustment or spatial positioning, there's a DSP DAC that comes along with it. So you can go ahead and connect the unit directly to this, and then from there connect it to your speaker. It's all hardware based, so there's no drivers to install, anything like that. You can go ahead and make adjustments on the fly, whether it's relative to like volume or, like I said, positioning elements. For guys that are more professional and sometimes in tournaments, and this can sometimes help them out, this is a real nice advantage, because usually in those type of environments, there's restrictions on any type of software you can load on the computers. So they can still kind of have their tune profiles that they'd like, but not be restricted by what they might have going on at the competition. So from there, let's move on over here. We've got a brand new Sandy Bridge E platform, data connectivity, 4-way support. This board just kicks it up to 7 PCI Express slots, and from there you got dual PLX chips on there, so that gives you just gobs and gobs of bandwidth. So you can imagine this is targeted towards the content creation market. People are doing audio, video production, doing, you know, simulation environments, or even high-end enthusiasts. As an example, we actually have one editor that's actually using the system with 6 HDMI capture cards. He's got just a, you know, cheap, you know, like $200, $300 camcorders sprinkled out in an area, so you can have all these camera angles for when he's doing like reviews, so you can do quick cuts and edits. So that's a really nice option that a board with this type of expansion gives you. So you can have some really cool levels of flexibility. Of course, it being our WS platform, we have official support for Xeons. That means you can go down to as little as, you know, 8-core enabled CPUs, all the way up to 16 cores on a single board. ITX platform, you know, we're leading that kind of charge as far as different types of form factors that have a high level of usability. This is an update from the previous Brazos oriented platform, where it was only using a single band with BT 3.0. So for this one, we've updated it to dual band with BT 4.0. We've also updated the heatsink and fan assembly to go to an active base solution. This is fully controllable though. We have great fan controls in there, so you can tune that. At default, it is whisper quiet, so it's not something you really need to worry about. But we've added that additional cooling to give you additional safeguard, as well as maybe if you want to, you know, bump up the APU bus clock, get a little bit better graphics performance, do some casual gaming on that. That's definitely an option. Outside of that, you know, you've got all the key features like USB 3 boost, iNetwork control, Wi-Fi Go for DLNA media streaming. Overall, just a really nice option. This guy right here, this is a really nice new panel update. This is for our PA series, so for you guys that don't know, PAs from our Pro Art or more professionally intended. So once again, for content creation, or anybody that's just serious about color fidelity and image accuracy. So even actually some gamers really like gaming on these panels. So one cool feature you'll see is we have our Quick Fit feature, which allows you to go ahead and do different overlays, so that if you're doing any type of content creation in that respect, you can go ahead and just make those nice little adjustments there on the screen. It's a full IPS updated panel, so you got amazing color fidelity and viewing angle support. It has a redone electronics package, so we have super high Delta E accuracy, 99% Adobe RGB and sRGB support. You got full tilt, pivot, rotation adjustment, integrated USB 3 hub on the unit, so pretty much not much more you could get in a professional series panel. So really nice panel, with the other last big update being that you get an increase in horizontal resolution. We already have PA series that are 1920 by 1080. This is a new update, 1900 by 1200. So for the people that like to have that increase in horizontal workspace, it's a nice plus. Moving over here, we've got another really nice new update, and this is actually a super wide. That's the first thing you're going to notice, is that it's an entirely different looking type of display. So if we head over here to our desktop, one of the great things you're going to see is what I'm going to be able to do here. So I can take a beautiful, you know, high resolution photo like what I've got here. I can take, you know, a video like this, and I can crop it, and I can still have full frame viewing angles on both. So it's a really nice experience, really geared towards somebody that's going to appreciate, you know, wide aspect ratio based content, or if you're doing, once again, linear workflows. So you're doing audio editing, video editing, you could be doing programming code, Excel, anything database oriented is going to really work in this type of kind of wide format. The other really nice thing is, of course, just the ID. I mean, it's an IPS-based panel, great viewing angle, great color fidelity, frameless bezel, but for MX, we're not just focused on image quality, but we're also focused on sound. So integrated actually within this housing is our Sonic Master audio development. So with that, we actually have a really nice digital DAC that's inside there that does some really nice processing. And there's line level input, so if you want to plug in like your cell phone or an iPod, MP3 player, tablet, whatever, you can plug that in there, and there's some specially tuned 3-watt speakers in there. Give you some really nice soundstage. I've been actually really impressed by the tonality, the clarity. The cabinet, of course, is limited inside, so bass performance is going to be minimal, but it's present. But overall, for somebody who just wants a really nice panel with integrated sound functionality, it's a really nice choice to be able to watch, video content, podcasts, things like that on. So great new update that we're going to have coming, I think, towards beginning of Q2, $599 to be a price point. And lastly, rounding it out here, we've got a awesome new update to our AM3 Plus lineup of enabled boards. So this is Sabertooth's focus for the guys that are looking kind of just for the best board focus, that maybe I'm not interested in overclocking, I just want a really solid board. I want it to have great features. I have an interest in cooling and long-term reliability and control, and that's what Tough is about, especially with our 5-year warranty. So this board is special in that it supports Gen 3. Latest generation of FX CPUs do have that Gen 3.0 support. We've also done some really cool updates in terms of, we've updated the heatsink and the thermal assembly, where we have a very large mass heatsink assembly to go ahead and aid in heat dissipation. It's got our Ceramix coating on there, which is a micro coating for diffusion, so that it helps to go ahead and be able to cool more effectively and more quickly. We've added additional heat space in here, so that if you're running your GPU or you have dual GPUs, that actually will help to actually bring in some of the ambient temperature, and then from there we can help to dissipate that in with air being brought in from the front of your intake chassis. Of course, all the other cool features you'd expect, like thermal radar, which have sensors sprinkled all throughout the board. They can show you real-time temperature layout of the motherboard is there. USB 3 boost is there. Our classic UEFI features and all our digital design for great overclocking, if that's what you're interested in, are all there. So overall, a really nice update to the AMD lineup.
Hey guys, it's Brandon from Tech Kings here at CES 2013. We're looking at the ASUS VivoTab RT, running Windows RT. This is a 10.1-inch screen, Super IPS, 2 megapixel front facing camera, 8 megapixel rear. And of course, what makes this tablet special is if you're familiar with the Transformer series that ran Android, you would know that this tablet can be undocked from the keyboard. So you have your regular Windows RT experience on here, all your apps. Looking around the tablet itself, you got your sleep-wake button up top, volume rocker, headphone jack, the docking ports. This is the lock for the docking ports. Mini USB. So the tablet seats in really nicely. It's very secure. Pretty slim when you close it too. Charging port, full-size USB. Of course, it has the brush metal finish, which is kind of becoming a signature ASUS thing. Notice you also get the full-size keyboard with the full numeric row, multi-touch trackpad, which also operates with your typical Windows 8 gestures. This one does not. So let's dive into Word, test out this keyboard. So I'm a little unfamiliar with this keyboard, but just typing on it, it's got your typical netbook feel. I mean, the keys are a little squished, but it should provide a pretty rapid typing experience over. Moving now to the ASUS VivoTab Smart. Much like the VivoTab RT, this is a 10.1 screen, but the great thing about this is that it's running a full version of Windows 8, so you don't get that limitation with your desktop applications. Now, what we're seeing a lot of at CES are some pretty crazy form factors, which can be exhibited by this cover that ASUS has made. Folds in this origami fashion. Keeps the tablet sturdy. And the VivoTab Smart also comes with this Bluetooth keyboard that can be paired. Has brushed metal backing, so it feels really nice and sturdy. Chiclet keys, much like the VivoTab RT had. Multi-touch trackpad, and if you have both the keyboard and the tablet and you want to transport it all as one cohesive unit, the keyboard can attach magnetically to the cover. Close it all up and you're on your way.
Hi, my name's Nick at ASUS, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at the new all-in-one transformer product that we have here. So what you're looking at here is an 18.4-inch display, IPS 1080p, and what really makes this the transformer, of course, is that you can go ahead and undock the tablet. So what you're looking at is essentially two different devices in one at the moment. So the tablet is a Tegra 3 based SoC running 4.1.1 Jelly Bean. And the base PC base station that you see under here will be coming in different configurations ranging from a Core i3 processor up to a Core i7 processor. So we'll have an i3, i5, and i7 model. If you go ahead and look on the side of the display here, you're going to see this little blue button. This is going to be the OS switcher. So it'll be a quick switch between Android and Windows 8, and we'll go ahead and show you the switch right here. So flip of a button, and we're on Android, right? So you got everything that you can expect from Android, all the app drawers, all the cool apps, and back to the home screen. So let's go ahead and take a look at the undocking. If we go ahead and pull the tablet out, you can see I lifted it out with this little easy to hold handle. On the bottom here we have a little stand that you can go ahead and flip out. You can adjust actually in different positions, so you can have the angle that you want, and then you can go ahead and set it down. So undocked, we're looking at about 5 hours of battery life. And so when you are in undocked mode, you will be able to use Windows 8 in undocked mode through Splashpoint software, so it's going to make a direct Wi-Fi connection between the tablet and the PC base station. So as far as using Windows 8 undocked, you are going to be limited in range. We're probably about 30-40 feet, so within the household you'll be able to switch seamlessly between Windows 8 and Tegra and Android. If you do decide to take the tablet on the go and you're outside the range, the PC base station, of course, remains a full computer. So it's got HDMI out on the back. You can go ahead and hook up a monitor to it. So say someone takes it on the road, takes it to the library, takes it to school, to an event, you're going to go ahead and still have the full functionality of the base station. And so this product is going to be available in March timeframe at around $1,200.